Oh, Marina. I want to enjoy some dessert too. Hello, everyone. How are you doing today? We're going to be continuing on with world quests here in Fontaine, and we're going to start with this one over here near the Fountain of Lucine and the Opera Epiclese. Okay. I don't know what's going to go on. But we're going to have fun today. It can't be. Okay, what are you doing? No, I swear I didn't do anything. Please don't hurt me. I don't know why you'd think we're hurting you, considering that the guard is right there, and they're more likely to be, like arresting you for things. What are you talking about? Why would we want to hurt you? I don't know, but I also don't know that you won't really hurt me. Well, that's a very, sad way to go about life, if you just suspect everybody out there is out to get you. What are you talking about? Oh, I've got it. It must be because I discovered your secret, right? I took the newspaper with your secret letter hidden inside of it in the coffee shop? Or because I accidentally discovered your passphrase? Wait a moment. Could it be that the fish I ate last night? I say, the reason that the fish had so few bones is because you already deboned the fish. Yes, you wish to use a difference in the number of bones in each fish to send a message. But I accidentally brought this one and brought it back home with me. What the heck is this guy talking about? Paimon can't make heads or tails of it. Oh, you seem extremely paranoid. Is there anything we can do to help? You really aren't here to hurt me? What's with you? We only just met you. Why would we want to hurt you? Really? Oh, I'm glad. And I'm really sorry. How embarrassing. I've been working hard on a detective novel recently, but I still don't know what methodology the criminals should use to commit their crime. And because I'm always overthinking things, so now when I look at anything, my first reaction is to consider how it can be used to, commit crimes. That's why I was so nervous just now. I truly am sorry. Maybe I have become what they call paranoid now. A little bit. But, if you use that power for good, like for example, if you can think like how a criminal thinks without actually being a criminal, you can be very useful as a real detective to solve real detective cases. That kind of thinking can be helpful. I was about to ride the aquabus into the city for a cup of coffee, but when I saw the aquabus running, I immediately saw countless possibilities. All the ways I could be killed on an aquabus. I simply didn't dare to board. You said yourself it was only paranoia. Yeah, and there's security around. They're gonna do as much as they can to make sure that doesn't happen. At the very least, somebody would see it happen. But more importantly, people are not likely to commit any crimes that open in public. The chance is not zero, but it's also not high. There's no way that happens. Stop overthinking it. That may be so, but I simply cannot stop thinking about it. And the more I think, the more afraid I become. I'll escort you there. Really? Amazing, but what if the people who want to hurt me hurt you too? I don't think that's gonna happen. You just try to relax. Come on! Stop overthinking it. No matter what the problem is, Teddy can handle it. Easy peasy. Alright, danger lurks everywhere in Fontaine. I don't think everywhere, but we're gonna see what it's like in the day of a life of a detective novelist putting herself in the minds of a detective. Although, the thing is, while it's good to exercise all these possibilities for the purpose of creativity or solving actual crimes, it is kind of helpful to notice that actual detectives do need to be more calm and composed and a little bit more trusting in their safety than this. The aquabus is just over there. We'll board together in a bit. Okay? Okay. Hey! Why are you crouching on the ground holding your head? Did you hit your head on something? But there isn't anything to hit your head on. Shh! Get over here! Lying down next to me. It's dangerous here. Here we go again. Oh, I don't ride on the aquabus very often. This one doesn't even have a melusine on it. At least not right now. This aquabus doesn't have any kind of barrier on top. If you place 2 poles on either side and run fishing line between them, then when the octopus passes through, that fishing line will suddenly become a knife that... Ah! Stop! Don't say any more! I will admit that does sound dangerous. However, do you see any poles around that could be used for such a thing? No, you don't even need 2 poles. 1 would be enough. And if you hung up some fishing line on it, with the hook just dangling there... Okay, once again, scary, but do you see that around right now? That would be a physical object that you could witness. Then the people in the octopus would naturally be hooked and left hanging in the air. And then, well, I don't think hanging in the air. It's fishing line you're talking about, right? I think those are meant to pull up fish. It's very strong, but I'm not sure human strong. And also, it would probably hurt, but I don't think it would kill you or leave you dangling. Not listening. Paimon's not listening. After listening to her this whole time, even Paimon's getting kind of scared. That's the thing, is she's all filled with paranoia. Those thoughts are just sort of echoing through your brain. They're just bouncing around, and it's all of this noise you can't seem to get rid of. So I suppose that's what we're here to help out with, and we're already here. Let's get out this octopus as soon as we arrive at the station, all right? Well, in the nick of time, you carefully disembark from the ship with Guijaro. Phew, nothing happened. I'm still alive. Wonderful. Of course we're fine. We said it was all pure paranoia. No, we still have not reached our destination. It is far too early for such a conclusion. What if... No, we must hurry. Well, I'm back here in the lovely court of Fontaine. A place with a lot of security. Did I pick the right floor? I just kind of clicked, but I hope to click the ground floor. Oh, it's just so nice to come over here and vibe a bit. I sort of just like the, exactly, the cafe kind of vibes that we sometimes get in Fontaine. And just the chill music. So great. It's nice to just spend a day here. Go to the cafe. We're not even at the cafe yet. The cafe's far away. You saw the mecha, you're probably scared. Why are you hiding again? There's nothing around here. Can't you see the garter mech? It's right in front of us. The garter mech is supposed to be there to protect you. We do find a lot of malfunctioning ones, but that's because all the functioning ones are in the city. Shh! Quick, get out of there! What if it gets out of control? Or maybe its power core will suddenly explode. Or someone controlling it remotely will use it to attack us. I think all of those possibilities are very low, considering the security measures around here and how we've dealt with a lot of corruption stuff here already. It looks completely normal to me. That is exactly what makes me so scared. A mecha that's operating normally suddenly losing control, and some poor unfortunate stops suddenly losing their life. Nobody would even be held responsible for such a thing. Perhaps the true culprit would never be found. No, it's simply too dangerous. It hasn't happened yet, and it probably won't happen ever. It already left. You can come out now. Phew. It didn't go out of control. Truly unexpected. Our lives have been spared yet again. I think it's expected it didn't go out of control. I think the out of control would have been the unexpected result. I mean, so that's the thing. It's like, the problem is trying to reason with somebody who's currently in a state of not being able to be reasoned with. We have to find a way to help them find reason, because we're not really getting away. We're not really making progress just saying, no, that's not going to happen, when somebody has become this paranoid and they cannot reason with logic that you're going to be fine. It wasn't going to go berserk in the first place, capiche? You're so cool sometimes. That kind of accident just isn't possible. What I was thinking of was more of an intentional accident. Well, then again, that's obviously the assumption that pretty much everybody is out there to get you, and I think that's just a very unfortunate way to look at life. Wait, but criminal events without a culprit A crime that no individual be held solely responsible for. That's it! Inspiration is struck. Quickly, quickly, to the cafe! I must write this down. Hey, you know what? If all of these sort of weird feelings and emotions has somehow culminated in you getting inspiration for your book, and no harm has actually come to anybody, including yourself, I guess that's a win. That is totally a win. Hey, slow down! Aren't you worried someone toss a rock and trip you over something? I know, right? So as soon as she's not looking, there's nothing to be afraid of. That's how it goes, right? Oh, I love it here. Oh, right, that's true. Coffee's getting cold. We're already finished drinking. Yeah, but if there's work to be done, there's still work to be done. Well, thank you, Teddy, and thanks for escorting me here. You say escort, but all we did is walk you here. We didn't even do anything. Nothing bad happened, and you encountered no danger. Yes, it appears I really was overthinking it. This coffee is really great. So, do you think it's poisoned? Oh, would it not kill you to not say things like that for 2 seconds? Or spits out the coffee everywhere. Stop saying that kind of baloney! We finished drinking already and we're fine, right? No. Perhaps it is a special sort of poisoning. Okay. When you get to a certain point, okay, once again, you can't use logic to explain it to somebody who's irrational. But if you get to a certain point, sure, that kind of poison could exist. But then you have to think about what's the intention. Why would somebody go out of their way to make a poison like that? You need a very specific purpose and plot line for that to actually be useful. First, the poisoner mixes a kind of medicine into our coffee. Drinking that medicine alone will have no effect whatsoever on the victim. After we have finished our poison drinks and gone home, the poisoner will follow us. And as we sleep, he will enter our room and mix a second kind of medicine into your water bottle. The next day after you're out and about, you will take a drink from the water bottle. Then the 2 medicines will mix and react within your body. Hey, you know what? Not happening here because there's no intent. Why would somebody want to do this? But that sounds like an excellent plot for your detective novel. You should 100% write it down for your detective novel. And then the sound of hurried footsteps suddenly draw near. Are you going to get arrested because for saying things like that? My dear customer, just what are you saying? Yeah, that's right. This guy's the nicest guy. We help him out in the coffee shop all the time. He would never let that happen. First of all, he wouldn't poison us himself. And second, he's watching the place all the time. He wouldn't let somebody else do it. Coffee? Poisoned? Please do not make such jests in my establishment. Oh yeah, and if you spout all this aloud, you're going to start making people in this place concerned. Should your drapes affect the other customers, I shall have to ask you to leave. Allow me to explain. She's a friend of mine. Although I will happily escort her out just until we calm down the situation here. I explain Gujarat's situation to Ara. After listening, he leaves, exasperated. By way of apology, Gujarat buys another 3 cups of coffee, which you will find are not poisoned. I said though that is it is a concern for the business owner, even if the person who's spouting stuff clearly has no idea what they're talking about. It's not good for reputation and it's not good for business. So understandable concerns there. You watched him make the coffee this time. There's no way there can be a problem with it. Stop imagining things, please. I know, but I did find a lot of inspiration along the way. See, that's the good thing. Just don't say things in a way that harm other people, including harming other people's, just ability to live life. I mean, this guy is just running a coffee shop, right? We shouldn't wreck his business. But if you've given us a ton of good, you've voiced a lot of good ideas for a detective novel. So we should take all of this, put it in the detective novel, and then compartmentalize. If I just put it all together, I'm sure I can think of how the perfect crime, one that leaves no trace, could be committed. I think you definitely have lots of source material. I hope you wrote all the things you were thinking down. After I finish writing the book, I'll be sure to send you a copy. But before that, let me finish this cup of coffee. This cup of coffee. It's just a cup of coffee. Do you think... Is it at all possible? Stop. Could this cup itself have poison on it? Stop. Oh, that one's kind of funny, but a little bit concerning. How are you doing, sir? Tell me all about the sweet stuff. Boule souffle? That's a new recipe. I didn't even know we had access to that recipe. That's great. Now, we have just finished that. But the whole reason I did that one is because I'm aware that there is... If I go to Qiaoying village, I wanted to finish Chenyu Vale. And I think there should be access to the next part of the quest soon. Ah, over here. Okay. Perfect. We can catch up with our friend soon, because apparently you're all the way here because the update has already passed. This cat, of course, that has to be it. Great, I just knew it. Is there something wrong with this cat? Ah, I believe it is. Huh? Teddy Paimon, imagine running into you here. What are you doing in Qiaoying village? Have you finished writing your book? You wouldn't still happen to be imagining weird things, would you? Or having symptoms of paranoia? We're not in Fontaine anymore. You're quite a ways from home. Yeah, that's such a brave step. Oh, no. I've already finished writing that book. Right now, it's just a matter of waiting for the courtcraft of Fontaine to get printed and go on sale. Wow, Paimon's just hooked hearing that title. What's the book about? Let's see. It's about a cowardly detective and his fearless little sister, who is also acting as his assistant. They come across a crime museum, which housed within it the evidence for countless crimes. Throughout the story, they also encounter missing twins, a mecha puppet that cries, and a museum curator who's been drowned in his fountain. And in the end, they find out that the prime suspect is none other than a child who just turned 3 years old. Okay, enough of that. I'm getting the chills. Sounds like quite the case. There's a lot of thrills in there, but as we saw, you have a wonderful imagination that has a lot of great source material. Once it officially goes on sale, I'll send you both autographed copies. Score! But Paimon might be too scared to read it on her own. It's decided then. Teddy, please read it to Paimon. Leave it to me. Leave it me? Leave it to me. Yeah, you're the best. Come on, you two. No need to ham it up like that. It's just a crime novel, not a horror story. I mean, there's some times where it did feel kind of horror-like. As for something truly terrifying, I plan on writing a new novel. I've made a rough outline and I've been looking everywhere for new materials to use as inspiration for the details. Hey, don't look at me like that. This time, all I want to do is combine the crime novel with some local folktales. Even if we're collecting reference materials, there's no way I'll be all paranoid and jumpy like before. Why not do this in Fontaine? You came all the way to Qiaoying village just to get some reference material. After all, Fontaine's folktales have been written to death. I just want to write something original. It also just so happens that a friend of mine was planning to come here to check out the tea business, so I tagged along. No sooner I stepped off the boat than I had discovered some truly stellar subject material. Just as I was considering how to best pursue the matter, you two came over. To borrow the local Liyue lingo, this would be, destined to meet, though originally separated by more than 1,000 miles? Yes, I see. Already adapting to the local culture, I see. How should Paimon put it? Well, maybe it's no wonder you're a great writer. You're so quick when it comes to understanding the local customs. But did you just say you already found something? There's nothing here. What are you talking about, Paimon? There is a cat, and we love cats here. Says who? Look, do you not see this cat? seen it from the start, but what's so strange about a cat? Unless it isn't a cat and it is instead... Yep. You must be unaware. In the legends of Qiaoying village, there are strange beasts known as Xuanwen beasts. According to the legends, these strange beasts appear like young cats and can sense good and evil, concealing themselves at night and rising with the sun, eating the wind and drinking the dew, crossing 1,000 miles in a day and gnawing the tea trees at night to nourish themselves. Anyway, that's what the article in Bedazzled said, at least. You can tell from the name it's a load of tripe. Where did you dig up a tabloid like that? Bedazzled sounds definitely like a tabloid. Feels like whoever wrote that. All they heard was the name Xuanwen Beast, and they just tossed every weird rumor they'd ever heard into a pot and started stirring. Still, based on my own investigations, there are indeed Xuanwen Beasts near Qiaoying village, even if I'm still a bit fuzzy on the details. But as long as they exist, then I can study and use them. Wow, Qiaoying is completely different from before. She used to be so scared and timid, and now she came all the way here with nothing but a name to go on. Apologies, it's one of my faults. As soon as I start writing, I find myself drawn into the same mindset as the book's characters. Yeah, I can definitely tell. But, I mean, yeah, that's actually that makes the writing experience very immersive. I bet, a lot of writers wish they could really, really get into the mindset of their characters a lot of the time, so that's a good skill. I mean, it can cause some trouble sometimes, but last time I would say it wasn't that troublesome, so it actually kind of worked out. The protagonist of this book is a super confident detective, so self-assured that you could say they consider everyone else to be beneath them. Well, that's not necessarily a trait you want to be copying. Alrighty, that's enough blah blah for now. I need to carefully research this little... The cat turns and flees like lightning. Oh no! Well, he ran away after it! Without another word, Qiaoying brings it to a run, sprinting after the cat. Not again! We gotta catch up to her quickly! Or who knows what kind of wacky hijinks Qiaoying will get up to this time! Not so fast! Not so fast. Qiaoying, the village of many tails. Cat! I see. Did it run off because it sensed something important is about to happen? It probably just ran off because it's a cat! Hey, get back here. I love the lavish lanterns of Qiaoying village. Look at all their I love the lanterns so much. See? Paimon said it was just an ordinary kitten. Huh. To think that... Meow. Meow, meow. Meow. Do you know of any Xuanwen beasts? Sorry, we've got the wrong cat. Meow. The cat turns and leaves, looking frustrated. Still, do you think that this kitten could be the young form of the mythical beast, lying low here in Qiaoying village till it is fully grown and can destroy all the tea trees in one fell swoop? We have met a lot of powerful creatures like the Swanee and Fujin and a lot of powerful forces at work in this village. I don't think this beast you're talking about is one of them. Miss Qiaoying, not this again. Anyway, haven't I told you before that Xuanwen beasts are hardly that gentle? Miss Hong Fan, what a coincidence. What brings you here today? Please stop mentioning things like criminal cases around here. What if the children begin to take you seriously? Well, hopefully they will learn eventually that it is not real. But you two know each other? Yes, when I came here, it was this lady who I hired to help me carry my baggage. I also consulted her regarding all matters of folklore. Okay, did you get any folklore details from her that are not from the tabloid news? If I've told you once, I've told you countless times that Xuanwen beasts won't appear here. But you just said you won't believe me. What was that thing you said? Even if they won't appear, I still have many ways to collect information on them. There you go again. I know my hopes of dissuading you were slim, but still I must ask you not to leave the village willy-nilly. The beasts are actually quite dangerous, so if you do end up encountering one... Anyway, please do not leave the village on your own. Hung Fan leaves, looking even more exhausted and resigned than the cat from earlier. Well, since Miss Hung Fan said so, we're going to have to go elsewhere to get our material. Come then, follow me. Following you. Oh, cat! Fish seized from Pelican's mouth? Hold on. Where is their pelican? And why does it have to be a fish stolen from a pelican's mouth? What is this? Pelicans perched beside the pier, contemplating the angles of Qiaoying. There are sometimes pelicans. I seem to have maybe scared them all off. Is there any way we can avoid this dilemma? What if I come back here? What if I come back here and see if this... Okay, these are not pelicans. Are these considered... Oh, if they are considered pelicans, I've scared them off. I should grab a bow character just in case we need a character of the sort.
The threads of your fate lie in my hand.
Okay. How do we get there? The path is up there. Every time I come to the Statue of the Seven, we end up down here. It's so strange. Not strange. It's just funny how that works. Funny how that works kind of moment. Okay, there's a pelican here. That was not stealing it from its mouth. Okay, that's not it. I've been listening to the soundtrack from Chenyu Vale so much. Okay, I don't see any pelicans here. There's lots of tea leaves everywhere. I don't know. Ducks? I don't really want to kill a duck. And I didn't. Oh, I take that back. It died to the electricity. I'm sorry. Doggo. There was a scratch here, and the dog said that looks like it was made by a cat's claw. Interesting. A cat's claw, you say? Meow. Touch the dish. Meow. Fish seized from a pelican's mouth. Okay, we're gonna come back and address this. Silly clown. Birds can talk? Haha, jumpy, what's a clown? Now I'm ticked off. Oh, bullhead. What is that? What does this mean? Makeup? Villain baddie. What is... You are... Did Drank till his throat sore. Deserve. Okay, so the old dude is making sounds with the crow. Is that the deal? I keep turning around in case there's a pelican. Oh, I love their fish lanterns. These are so beautiful. There's that one short that they did with the fish lanterns, I remember. Where are we going? Over here. What do you think? A tea cauldron. That's right. And it does something with the tea that makes it kind of special. Whatever the case, it's been placed smack dab in the middle of this place too. If you ask me, it must hold some special significance. It is. It's how they brew their tea. and we helped to fix it. So, you know, it's important to this place. Now then, what if our Shenwen beast has been using this as a hiding place all along? I don't think this is a crime story anymore. You'll be reading a fantasy story at this rate, you know. Why don't you just switch it to a fantasy story? If you make it a fantasy story, people will, to a certain degree, allow for you to make up some of the details. Although you should try to respect the culture a little bit more too. And it kind of sounds like you've just taken this one story and ran with it that doesn't seem to be, you know, real. And you're kind of ignoring the signs from all the locals here that your story is not correct. So
Feels like the next thing you know, you'll introduce some adepti to the story.
I don't know if that's the right kind of plot to write for a crime story.
Those are some fine expressions you got there.
Are you thinking perhaps that a crime story centered on a Shenwen beast might feel too absurd to be taken seriously? More than that, I just think there needs to be a little more respect going into the things going on here.
Well, yeah, kinda. Can you really use something like that to move the plot forward?
Wait, don't tell me you're... Aren't you a sharp one? You sure do live up to your fame. Exactly. I intend to write about a crime too absurd to be possible. Your reactions along with Miss Hung Fan's are very interesting. I'll include them into my novel for sure. Well, I think a crime that is too absurd is less interesting to read about than a crime that is unsolvable. But you do you, I suppose. As for the Shenwen beast, it shall be my perpetrator, a creature that has never been seen but is said to devour the village's evildoers. During a certain festival, a villager is found to have met their end at the hand of some wild beast outside the settlement. But during the second festival day, the main character encounters the victim, who should be dead, only yet another victim to soon emerge afterward.
Wait, and then what? Then what?
Well, I haven't thought that far yet. Just write down what you got so far. We'll come back in like a few days. I'm leaving now. Oh, come on. Once I finish, I'll send you two autographed copies for sure. In fact, I've still got a big favor I'll need your help with. Miss Hung Fan said I shouldn't leave the village by myself, right? Well, I've taken her advice to heart. But now that you're here, I'm no longer alone. That means I can go outside. We're not going to go too far off, of course. Are you willing to help me out? Sure. We'll do it so you can tell us the end of your story. Well then, let's head over there, shall we? There's a place I'd like to go. Oh boy.
Speaking of which, aren't you gonna get told off for always saying some weird and spooky stuff?
She already has been. I usually just jot down ideas in the notebook. I don't know, after meeting you two, I just can't help but think my thoughts aloud. Thanks? Is that a compliment? I can't even tell anymore. Doggo! I love the vibes here so much. It's so different because we were just in the court of Fontaine and now we're in Qiaoying village. The vibes are two completely different sort of chill vibes. We have like the sort of, busy, sort of bustling town, city kind of vibe to this sort of small town in the mountains kind of vibe. So these are lanterns? These ones look like fish. How very fascinating. So these handles can be used to raise the lanterns up. With this detachable structure, someone with a head for engineering design can easily have a section or two secretly added without being discovered. I mean, they could in your crime novel. I don't think any of these lanterns have this in them, nor are they planning to add such a thing. The space within is pretty large. You should be able to insert a few... Stop. Jolly well to keep those thoughts to yourself. The inside is where you put candles. There's no space to put other things. Huh? Oh, right. Sorry. I just can't help stop myself from thinking aloud upon seeing these fascinating things. Yes, I'm sure of it. The addition of lanterns will add much to my novel. Could I trouble you to go to the side and take a picture of this fish lantern for me? I'd like to have a reference picture for later. Well, time to hone my camera skills some more, I guess. Leave it to me. I'm leaving the photo taking in your hands then. Ah, yes. Please make sure you'll grab a shot of the entire lantern. This is incredibly important to me. Cooking up a scheme related to dimensions will be quite interesting. The question now is how they will solve the weights problem. Well, like I said, good imagination, good for writing novels. You do you.
Huh? Where did Guajaro go? Wasn't she here a moment ago?
Guess she was kidnapped by Swenwen Beast? Did her novel turn out to be truer than fiction?
Hey, don't say stuff like that! She probably just ran off somewhere thinking about her plotline. Let's search the area.
The T filled to the side gives us a good vantage point. Let's start from there.
Good idea. Let's start our search from up high. Where's Guajaro gone? Is she studying from her imaginitis again? We gotta find her in quick. If not, who knows what other weird stuff she might do.
Imagine one of the things she's been talking about turns out to be real.
There's Guajaro. Huh? Hang on, something's not quite right with her.
Oh?
Guajaro, how'd you get over here?
No. I can't have them find the key clue just like that. Also, there's a goat. Also, can someone really still think well after being tied up here all night?
Wow, she's totally engrossed. Has she finally found a breakthrough?
More like a real roadblock.
Teddy Paimon, you arrived just in time. Could you tie me to a wooden stake?
People might get the wrong impression if we do that. But I'm sure with a few explanations that this is all just for generating creative ideas. Sure?
Did Paimon just hear that right?
Yep, that's exactly what I said. Please tie my hands and string me up by them on a tree. Well, they're all wood anyway, so it should make no difference. I don't intend to become the suspect in your novel. Oh, don't worry, I've already written up a liability document, which assigns responsibility for all mishaps that might occur to me. All right. Like I said, a few explanations. Now apparently there's a legal document. See, there's no liability in it for us. Let's do it.
No, that's not the problem.
Well, Paimon, that actually is the problem. Because now that she's done that, all we have to do is just tie her up, and it's not her fault. I don't see how this is a problem, considering we've already dealt with the legal ramifications.
Why do you want us to tie you up at all? You haven't done anything wrong.
But the main character of my novel will be strung up by their hands by the villagers and left in the wild for a whole night, awaiting the Shenwen Beast's judgment. Okay, if it's being done, I thought you were going to have it be by some evil faction. If you were saying it's by the villagers, once again, I do see an issue here with misrepresenting the people here. The people here are so nice. They would never do that. If you write about this in your novel and people read it, and with you getting very engrossed in the experience and writing very, very realistic story material, you might want to put a disclaimer that, this and that is not real, and any coincidences to real people is just a coincidence. Just be careful with that. Later in the plot, the main character, having expected this turn of events, will somehow survive and endure the night before revealing the truth behind everything. However, I have no idea how a person who has been tied up for a whole night would feel, not how they sound, think, or even move. They wouldn't move. That's why I need you to tie me up and keep me here the whole night. That way I'll be able to experience those feelings for myself. I'd say this is a little too authentic, just leaving you here to the monsters of the night. I'd say this is a good idea, but indeed, I was kind of saying, there's no legal issues with this for us. I don't want you to get hurt, and I don't want anybody else in this village to get in trouble because you got hurt. I know you have said it's not going to be our fault, it's not going to be anybody else's fault, but we're all going to feel really bad if something bad happens for real.
Well, there is, but it probably wouldn't be as effective.
You know, we could do this, like, not the whole night and, like, in the village with the supervision of everybody. But we got to make it look like we're not all tying you up, like, for some ritual or something. But, you know, just because it's not going to be as effective, your imagination is wonderful. You have an amazing imagination. I'm sure, yes, I do think it's good to source the material like this yourself, within certain limitations, and you have a good imagination to fill in the rest. So why don't we just tone this idea down a little bit?
Instead of that, I could raise my hands up and stay here for the whole night. Or you could just not write that novel. Our actions here could be easily misunderstood.
You're clearly putting your main character through the ringer.
Please! This is the most important step. Once I get over this hurdle, my novel will be complete. If we use this method, you won't have to commit any crimes. Not that we ever had to.
We never had to in the first place.
I mean, you really don't have to do all that much. Just stand guard by my side so I won't be dragged off by someone or some animal while I gather the information I need. Well, let me see. Considering the atmosphere we're trying to create in the novel, we still need to go further up. Huh? Hey, wait for us!
You and Gajara climbed to the highest point of the tea fields.
It's kind of cold, but it really gets you in the mood of things. Are you really just gonna stand here with the whole night with your hands upraised?
That's right. I've decided to do this. Some sacrifices must be made for the sake of writing. Well, your writing better be. Make it so all your readers feel as though they have gone through what you've gone through tonight.
Well, please stand guard here in the meantime. Just one night. Just one night.
Okay. Somehow feels like a bad idea. It's already morning. Let me just gather some tea. Why not? See, there's other tea harvesters here too, and lots of people to supervise to make sure this doesn't go wrong. What is this? Genius Invocation, TCG. What are my achievements? Oh, lots of them. For the love of Godwin! This For the Love of Godwin achievement has taken me forever to do. I don't know why. Well, for Inazuma and Sumeru and Fontaine, I wanted to do the commissions from those places. But then there'd be other times I just set the commissions to random and I get Mondstadt commissions and it just wouldn't give me this one. So then I recently set it all to Mondstadt and it just gave me Whispers in the Wind like 4 times almost in a row. I don't know why it took me so long to get this achievement, finally. Find all 5 swords lost swords of Guha. That's right, I did that. These are from earlier. Removed all the red meanies and mini meanies from Brave's Pressworks. Discover the secret hidden within Quisel's Clockwork Workshop. Pop the thorny cyst and purify the waters. Gather all 7 mysterious yellow-green ores. That's great. How'd it go?
I don't think the character will be able to return to the village alone like this. Gajara!
Oh, those leaves in the air. I'm sorry, I get distracted. The mist, the morning mist rising. So beautiful. Oh, Chenyu Vale is so beautiful. It just feels so mystical and I want to go to Let's help her up first. Okay, so if you're trying to make your story authentic, that's how it feels. If you don't want to write your character like this, you're going to need to add a little suspension of disbelief. So that's how it feels. It's quite awful indeed. Not only am I exhausted, it feels like even my mind has gotten all sluggish. Mission accomplished then? Of course! I finally know how it feels to be tied, strung up, and left to the elements for a night.
That protagonist of yours is pretty tough.
as tough as you, and you were pretty tough for surviving it.
That's right. I've also figured out how the protagonist is going to chase the Swinwind beast away. If we conclude the story that way, it'll surely... Oh, are they going to pull off a super cool trick? It will surely be really awesome. Ujaro faints once again. You need some sleep. Hey, Ujaro, are you... Couldn't you have said how this would work before fainting? Anyway, let's get her to a doctor. Back to the village. Miss Hung Fan was right. This lady shouldn't have left the village.
Yep, correct. Who tells you the truth? Okay. Well, we should probably check in on her. Is she still here? Is she still here? I actually don't know where she'd be. Probably in one of these buildings. Hi, Jaro! Our dear writer friend. We very much value and appreciate your desire to create the most authentic story you can, given the circumstances of a mystical sort of thing, but I also want you to live. Oh, I did not mean to press that. And please, take care of yourself in real life too. Okay, where is she? Is she not here? Okay, if I'm not mistaken, the pelican in reference is this pelican, Dadao. What's that fish in your mouth? Hearing you question the origin of the fish, the thief becomes completely enraged. Oh no. It spreads its wings and charges at you and Paimon, tussling and tangling with you both. That sounds dangerous, but for the traveler in Paimon, that sounds very funny. I wish I had a picture of that. After a difficult and grueling battle, you finally gain the upper hand. Huh? Now you know who's boss. Fish seized from a pelican's mouth. A fish you managed to retrieve from the mouth of a pelican at the Qiaoying village docks. It seems to be an item that other creatures treasure greatly, so you might be able to make amends for a certain loss from a certain time by returning this to the daily feeding vessel of certain animals. That is extremely specific. Guttural grunts. You nasty beastie. Alright. That is certainly something. Look! The raft is here, the boat is here. I loved going on the boat ride last time. That was so much fun just to have a peaceful boat ride. And okay, we're gonna rejoin the path this time. It appears that with the dog and the cat scratched the doggo's face. Why are we giving the fish to the cat? Why are we rewarding that sort of behavior? I mean, to be fair, it's a cat and there's a dog. Oh my gosh, hang on, I want to take a picture like this. Qiaoying village in the mist. Wow, just a completely different atmosphere with the mist. Everything just seems a little bit more magical. Okay, let's see. Yeah? Yeah? You like that? You should say sorry to the doggo. Okay. Oh!
Take it. Go on. You have my approval.
Thank you. Oh, that's so sweet of you. And what of you? What do you think? Oh. Oh. Farina! She sure she's getting up. What was that? Investigate? Investigate what? Oh, down here. Oh, this is so nice. One last time here. Well, probably not the last time for me, but it might be the last time in this in my recorded playthrough, because I'm pretty sure that's the last world quest here in Chenyu Vale that I haven't done yet. And yeah, well, what a lovely day in Qiaoying village to end this off.
We've done a lot of great things here. Helping out with the whole, tea harvest season, helping Fujin restore the land, helping the tea kettle be repaired. We've done a lot here. Now we can add helping Wajara with her book on this list. Albeit, we did some pretty crazy things. All for the material, all for the book. The book is going to be great now. Alright, let's see. Let's get this. Help Guijaro find new inspiration. That's great, that's great. Alright. Well, with that, I suppose I will see you all in the next episode. Bye, everyone.